Well, this is so exciting. Sweet and Sour is heading out on the track in a Micra Cup car.
First time for myself in a race car, a real race car.
What they do is they take a Nissan Micra, the least expensive car sold in Canada, and they turn it into a race car. It's its own sort of spec series. They race against each other. Now, the trick with driving any car that is low on horsepower, and when they're all the same, it's all about momentum.
Smooth, you gotta be smooth. So who's first? Rock, paper, scissors?
Okay, ready?
1, 2, 3. Oh! Okay, let's go.
All right, we're in the Micra Cup car here at Motorsports, and we're coming out of the pit lane. Hey, by the way, nice gloves.
Hey.
Hey.
Yours look just like mine.
I'm going to take these when I go shopping at the mall. All right.
All right, so first of all, 100% stock, the engine, the transmission.
Yeah, so what they do is they take a $10,000 Micra, and then they strip it. They change the suspension, the exhaust, the intake, and a few other bits, brakes, safety equipment. That's it. But the amazing thing is that the engine, the transmission, and the control unit, it's all sealed straight from the way it would come from the factory, which is amazing.
Which makes it for really, really fair competition. So it's more of a driver's race, a spec series. So it's not all about money. And you know what you also get for your it's 23,000 bucks. You know how much you also get the racing suit even.
And a fresh set of slicks. That's pretty. Now we're not going flat out here because we want to talk a little bit. But you know what? We were at the launch of the Micra in, was it Montreal or Quebec City?
Montreal.
Montreal. And you know what? We drove the base car with both the manual and the automatic transmission, and we were both impressed by how much car you get for your money. Now, most people don't buy the $10,000 car. They spend a few dollars and get, like, you know, air conditioning and wind down windows, but that car is what's on the track. And they've been running these at race speeds for 1.5 years, and not one engine has grenaded and no transmissions have failed. So that's a real testament, I think, to the little car.
Well, what I'm impressed at, like, you know, the few adjustments or few changes on this car. One is the suspension, really works well, especially after you gut the whole car out. And the brakes, it's the same brake rotors. All they've done is just they've changed the different pads. And with the car lighter, I think the brakes work really well.
Well, what's great about this car? So we'll go a little bit faster now. And when you want to, you just stab the brake and turn in, and the car just rotates beautifully.
Oh, yeah.
And you can shift in the heel and toe downshift. But that base transmission is so forgiving that you really don't even have to think about it too much. So it's like we got a little bit more speed now, but it's really amazing how easy the car is to drive. Now with the slicks, you get way more grip, right? And we're here today and it's 35 degrees. It's pretty hot, so.
This is a lot of tire for this size car.
Yeah.
And you know what, it really reminds me years ago when I used to go-kart race.
Yeah.
And you know, this, just because it doesn't have a lot of horsepower doesn't mean that it's not fun. It actually takes a better driver because you have to drive so smooth. If you actually make a mistake, you scrub off so much speed. So you really got to drive really smooth inputs in and out.
Yeah, it's all about momentum. You got to carry enough speed through the apex and then get on the power without spinning the inside wheel. You got to get the power down to the ground. And now what do you think about Nissan? Basically, they're spending all of this money to promote this race series on a car where there's really not much profit in it for them. Like, so they're going to sell more Nissan Micras, but I mean, how much? That's probably their least profitable car.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of exposure as well. You know, you see these commercials that are going to come on, and the cars and racing, and it's not just about the Micra, I don't think.
No, it's about the brand, right? They want to show that they're an engaged brand and that they're producing cars that are capable of this. And yeah, it's a really good branding exercise because, you know, yeah, the dealer's going to sell a few more Micras, but how much are they making profit on each? I mean, they're in the car business, right?
I just can't believe how affordable it is. It is the most affordable series in Canada, but so you're paying 23 grand, like I said, about with the car, and for the rest of the season, you know, barring that you don't total the car, you're another 20 or 30 grand and you've got yourself a whole race season.
Now that's peanuts for a typical race series, right?
The cost of this car is about the cost of what, in some series, just what the wheels and tires are worth.
That's crazy.
I think we should get one of these as a Sweet and Sour sponsored
Yeah,
car.
have sweet on one side, sour on the other.
Yeah, we could trade off.
No, I always drive.
Oh man.
Well, how many red thumbs up do you give it?
1, 2, that's
3, 4.
4 thumbs up. A lot of fun. You can't knock it. You got to try it.
You know what? If you're interested at all in going racing, this is the cheapest gateway to the drug. And once you're in, I tell you what, it's a very competitive series, and they have like over 30 people have already signed up. So if you're at all interested, this is the way to go about it.
You'll get hooked though once you drive it.
That's another edition of Sweet and Sour.
Oh.